So you are looking to sign as many clients for your OnlyFans management agency as possible. I get it. Whether you're just starting out, that's obviously a crucial step, or even if you are already at 10, 50, 100, $200,000 a month, you're always going to want to sign more clients. That is what I'm going to answer and show you guys in this lesson on how to sign as many clients as you possibly want. We're at the stage now where I have an entire acquisition side of my company, in my agency, where we have outreach staff, client acquisition closers, and so on. And we have a surplus of clients. We cannot take on every single person. So when I say everything I'm about to mention here, it's coming from experience of doing it over 5 years and closing, to be honest, I don't even know how many, 300, 400 clients, probably more by this point. So let's jump into today's lesson. So let's get into it. One of the first things to start off with that most people fuck up on is actually fixing their profile. So when I say fixing their profile, as in where you are sending the messages from. So most people send their messages out from like an agency account, right? So they will send out messages from I am your OnlyFans management agency.com Instagram account, right? Or something like this. I would actually highly advise you to do your personal account. Now, if you don't want to do physically, literally your personal account where your friends and family follow you, etc. If you don't want to do that, which I actually would advise you to do that one. But if you don't want to do that one, you can just duplicate it, right? So create a new Instagram account. Yes, it's going to have 0 followers, whatever. You can buy some followers if you really want to, or just get, I don't know, whatever, promoted from your personal profile. Just get some followers over there, right? But the idea is that you want to make sure the profile looks like a normal person, right? The reason why you don't really want to send from an agency account, I mean, you can. The reason why you shouldn't, and I would not advise you to, is because you got to think from the prospect's point of view, right? The girl's probably going to get thousands of DMs all the time, and a lot of them are from these horny guys, but also a lot of them are from agencies, right? And yeah, as soon as they click into the requested folder, they're kind of skimming through it, right? And as soon as they see that it's an agency, like because of the name or the profile picture, they're just not even going to bother reading it. They'll probably scroll past. Most of them do that. Whereas if it's a personal account, it at least increases the chances of them at least reading the first part of the message. And then if you follow what I'm about to teach you later into this video, there's a high chance that they'll click into it and then actually reply. That's the first one. Next one is good content. So what do I mean by good content? I mean, you kind of, if you're not living the life yet, the luxury lifestyle does help. It just does. It signifies or signals success. It signals that, you know, you've obviously been making money, what you do works, and etc., right? Whether you fucking love it or hate it, that is just the world that we live in right now. So it does help. So if they just think about it right now logically, right? If you reach out to somebody and you just have a picture of your fucking dog and you have a picture of your mountain bike and then you have a picture of your garden shed, all right? And then you have somebody else that reaches out, same amount of followers, irrelevant, right? We're not talking about followers, but the other person has a picture of them in an Aston Martin or a Lambo, whatever. Then one in a nice coffee shop with like, I don't know, some gold staircase and with a big chandelier behind them or something like that. More like a hotel, that wouldn't be a coffee shop. Like some luxury hotel, and then they have one at the beach or something, right? Even though the person, like, you know, doesn't have any context of both of the examples, they're instantly going to assume that the second option probably is more successful, even though you can fake all of that. You can just go to a car dealership and sit in a nice car. You can just go to a luxury hotel. You don't even need to stay there. Just go in the lobby or go into one of the little coffee shops in the lobby and just order a coffee and then get your friend to snap a picture with the fucking chandelier in the background. And you can go to a beach. Not that crazy, right? Now, most of you guys will not do that. And this is why I'm pretty successful, because most people don't want to do what others will, right? Hence why there's that 1% that actually do succeed. Again, you don't have to. Yes, it's maybe a little bit cringe. Yes, maybe you don't want to fucking go and ask your friend to take a picture of you in a hotel lobby, etc. Sure. But you're probably going to find it a little bit harder to sign clients, right? And obviously, again, this is not like a mandatory, like unless you get some sick aura farming pictures, you're not going to get any replies. Obviously not. But I'm just trying to help you guys as much as possible. And I'm being honest, this shit does help. This shit does make a bit of a difference. Next, and this is the last one about kind of fix your profile, is please stop saying OFM manager in either your fucking username, your bio, your description, whatever. Like, just stop saying I'm an OFM manager. Maybe that worked, you know, when I started in 2020. I promise you it doesn't work anymore. because everybody's doing it. And really what I'm trying to get you guys to understand in this video is to kind of look at what everyone else is doing and kind of be a little bit different, do the opposite, right? So if everybody's saying that I'm an OFM manager and most of them are shit, right? As soon as you say you're an OFM manager, this prospect will just automatically assume that you're one of them and put you in the same pool as them, right? So instead, try to be a little bit creative, a little bit different. You can call yourself talent management agency, right? Simple. Influencer management, right? I help influencers monetize their audience. You get what I mean? Anything along those lines is way better than saying I'm an OFM manager. Okay, next. So next one is going to be talking about how to not get your account restricted or banned. So in simple terms, do not spam. So don't spam messages, right? So first things first, you want to make sure you type out every single one of your messages. Like you literally manually type it out. So do not copy and paste every single message over and over. You have to type out the entire thing. You also want to personalize it. So you don't have to do fucking 5 minutes of research on every single prospect and then like talk about what they done 2 years ago and really personalize it. I'm not saying like that. I'm not saying you have to do a bunch of research on their OnlyFans page and like looking at the wall, blah, blah, blah. Just look at what they've recently posted, if it was just Christmas or if it was just Halloween or whatever, and they posted something relating to that, then you say, hey, I just saw this post or etc., right? There's many ways to personalize it. Obviously, one of the easiest ways is to say their name, right? Space out the timing. So what do I mean by this is, so you don't want to be sending out really more than 20, 30 messages per hour. Like that's already a lot, right? So, if you really want to, you can do 100 in a day. Perhaps I wouldn't even advise that. That's a lot. We do around 400 or 500 a day, but that's across many accounts, right? So yeah, you want to space it out. So if you are going to do 100 in one day, it's okay, it's physically possible, but you do want to space it out, right? So you want to do a couple in 1 hour, leave it for a bit, then you want to do some more in the next hour, leave it for a bit, and so on. Space it out for the entire day. Don't just in 1 hour send out 100 messages. That will get your account restricted and you're not going to be able to send any more messages. And less is more in the sense of qualify before messaging. A lot of people, without realizing, are actually reaching out to AI accounts. So then think about it. If you can really maximum send 100 messages in one day and 20 of those are to accounts that would never even sign up with you because they're AI, well, you've wasted 20 opportunities. So you have to be a little bit careful. Also, you might not want to send a message to an account that has 2 followers, right? Or the opposite, 2 million followers, right? Because the chances of them signing up with you are quite unlikely, right? Not zero, but unlikely. Next is the ICC framework. This is something that I use, and this is something that I've created within my own agency. So what do I mean by ICC framework? So I stands for intrigue, C, the first C stands for curiosity, and the next C stands for call to action, CTA, yeah? So intrigue. So this is actually the framework for your message. This is the first message that you send, right? So initially it has to pique their curiosity and intrigue them, right? So it needs to intrigue at the very first part. What do I mean by that is it cannot just, like, the first line can't be, hey name, hope you're having a great day. Hey name, just saw your profile. So fucking boring. Everyone says that. Is anybody ever going to get intrigued by, oh, what is this message going to say? Because remember, when you send the message, in the requested folder, the model can only see like the first 4 or 5 words within the first message, right? So then therefore, it has to be something that will intrigue them, right? So, hey, name, how are you? That's nothing interesting. So you have to intrigue them. Once you've done that, the next part is going to be curiosity. So you have to say something that makes them go, huh, that's interesting. I never thought about that, or I never knew that. I never looked into that. I didn't even know that. Or that's super interesting, right? It has to just pique their curiosity. So it can either be a question, it can be something that you've just recently found out, it can be about them, it can be about somebody else, it can be about your clients, it can be about the industry as a whole, it can be about how Instagram marketing has recently changed, whatever, right? But it has to pique their curiosity. Once you've done those 2 successfully, now they've clicked into the message, they've read it, the last part, well, there's a call to action. Believe it or not, like, I know this might sound pretty obvious and simple, but most people, they don't do the last part, right? So they'll do the whole message, but there is no like okay, now do this, right? AKA that is, my call to action is, now I'm gonna ask you to do this, right? AKA, just reply to this message, send me your number, let's get on a call, like book a call with me. Whatever your call to action is, it must have that. And of course, inside of my program, inside of my mentorship program, here on this video, I'm just giving you guys the outline, right? The blueprint. Inside of my program, I give you the exact template that we use ourselves to sign hundreds of clients all the time. So if you're interested, either message me on Instagram or check out the links down below. And anyway, moving on to the next one. Is get to the point. So too many people are actually just, speaking in the DMs and treating it as a Q&A. So many people are just like answering questions, basically trying to close deals through the DMs. This is what I do, this is what I can provide, blah, blah, blah. Just keep it short, get to the point. This is not a Q&A. And what you're trying to do is get their phone number and call them as soon as possible, right? Again, too many people would treat this as some sort of fucking, I don't know, just a chat, a conversation. No, just get to the point and save everybody time, including yourself. Last but not least, the most important stuff is follow-up. The money is always in the follow-up, and what it needs you to understand and remember is you are not their priority right now, right? So they don't have a reason to reply. So when you are following up with somebody and, well, or even just in general had a conversation, they replied once, but then they're replying again, don't think that instantly they're not interested anymore. It just means that maybe they got busy with something else. And you, because they don't know who you are, what you're asking for, what you're providing, etc., in terms of priority and things that they got to do all day, every day, you're pretty much at the bottom of that list. It's just because they don't know who you are and what you want, right? So you can't take it to heart when they don't respond or take ages to respond, right? So you have to follow up every day, do it for about 2 weeks max. Fair enough, if after 2 weeks they don't reply, okay, fuck it, just move on to the next one. If you like this video, leave a like, comment down below what else you'd like me to talk about in the next video. I'll see you next one, bye.